Welcome back to the Crispy Donut community. My name is Samuel, and today, boy, do we have something special for you straight from Andrew Demko. This is the all-new budget shark pup. Let's check it out. Yep, you heard me right, a budget version of the shark pup. These things are fantastic. We'll go over the specifications, blade steels, all that stuff in a minute. But the way we actually got these was we did the interview with Andrew, which I hope you've seen. If not, go check it out after this video. It'll be linked right here in one of these cards, something like that, or in the description. But we were talking to him about these, and he actually gave these to us as a review sample, which is awesome. His factory from the guys from Taiwan just came by and gave them to him, and he gave us some. So thank you so much, Andrew, if you're watching this. With that all being said, let's jump into it, show it up against the 80-20.5 a little bit, and then we'll get into it. So I don't have any official specs for this knife, and I didn't measure it. I know that makes me a bad reviewer, but you're looking at right around a 3 to 3¼ inch blade. I'm thinking 3. You've got 2 different variations here, and I believe that there will be at least 3. Right here, you've got the Bowie version. You also have the slicer version, which is my favorite. And of course, you can look for that shark's foot version. So I'm thinking at least 3 different versions of this knife, and boy, are they gonna be great. You're looking at AUS 10A blade steel on this one, which is a little bit easier to stomach at that $75 price point than, of course, the $150 mark on the 20.5s. You have GRN or FRN handles. I cannot remember, again, no official specs on this one that I know of because these aren't released yet. They should be coming out sometime in August. But the bread and butter of the Demko knives, that shark lock. And boy, are these things great. The flicking action on this one is fantastic, as well as the thumb roll or thumb flick. And this one has the thumb studs instead of the deployment hole, but still, if anything, easier to deploy. And of course, you can flick it out with that shark lock. So these things are fantastic. You're talking great ergonomics. It's a Demko design. You've seen what he could do with Ocaso with gentleman knives. You've seen what he can do with cold steel with these big beefy cutters, and of course the 80-20, 80-20.5, all these different things. Now we're back down to something a little bit smaller for EDC, and of course it's got great ergonomics. You can choke up on it real good, and an upgrade as well is that deep carry pocket clip, which is not a hot spot, and it's reversible. So the knife is completely ambidextrous. Back to ergonomics again, choking up on it, no hot spots, and a little bit of a finger choil up there so you could choke up and do those more fine tasks. Same thing on the slicer here, and I'm sure it'll be the same thing on the sheep's foot. Shark's foot, sorry. I didn't know they had feet. So we talked about the blade steel, the materials, the ergonomics, and all that stuff. Now let's talk a little bit about the action. Of course, it's fantastic. You know, we were just talking a second ago about how it was easy to flip out and so on and so forth, but that shark lock, man, you can just sit here and play with these things all day. That is probably not recommended by the manufacturer, but we're gonna do it anyways. The detent is fairly decent. Of course, there is no normal detent ball like usual. It's kind of, I believe, how the Axis or crossbar lock works, where the lock itself is the detent. But with that being considered, if you know how 80-20.5 feels, you know how these feel. A little bit squishy, but that comes with the nature of the lock. So as far as action goes, they are great. Another fantastic aspect is how lightweight it is. And that's something we liked about the 80-20.5 as well. And I know you guys want to see this, so here's a size comparison. Pivot to pivot, you're looking at about 3/4 of the knife that the 80-20.5 is. So it's like that perfect everyday carry size where enough blade to do almost every task, but small enough that it's not cumbersome in the pocket. Now, as far as thickness goes, this guy has contour scales. So when I put it up against the 80-20.5, you'll see here that it's maybe even a little bit thicker, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, I think the new shark pup, excuse me, might be a little bit thicker than the 20.5, but that does kind of give you a little bit more of a better feeling knife ergonomic wise. It melts into the hand a little bit more, while the 80-20.5 is good, but it's a little bit sharp around the edges. So these are a little bit more refined, I would say, than the 20.5s. So overall, I think the new shark pup is a knockout of the park. He fixed the problem that a lot of people had with the original 80-20.5, which was the price for the materials. Here you have very similar, if not the exact same materials, but for half price, and in my opinion, in a better form factor for everyday carry. These guys are awesome. As I said, you've got the slicer, you've got the Bowie, and you should also have a shark's foot version. So keep an eye out for these. Again, they're supposed to be dropping in August of 2024. Keep an eye out for that $75 price range. I think these are going to be some fantastic gifts, or just fantastic knives to get into the game of everyday carry. Super thanks to Andrew Demko for giving us these for review. They're worth it, worth every penny. If you can go out and get one, go grab one. Again, check out our interview with Demko where we talked just a little bit about these, and it's a great interview. We had a good time. It's like an hour long that we just sat there and chatted about all kinds of different things. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Have a great day, and remember, stay crispy.